going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Dr. Knot, welcome back. Hope all is well. I don't know, something's a little bit up. I gotta figure out this plugin. Because right now we've got just a little bit of an issue with it. In that it automatically starts when the Twitch stream starts, and I want them to be fully separated. Like, it shouldn't start with the Twitch stream. Just because, like, if I only wanted to go live on one platform, I want to have that option, so I'll have to I'll have to work that out, see what's going on there exactly, but I think that's gonna be an issue for a different time. Otherwise, it looks like everything else is operating as expected. Yeah, I just don't fully understand what that is, but I'll have to probably join their Discord and see. Maybe there's other people that have had the same issue. Yeah, what's going on, Kurtzky? Hope all is well. I have to see when the swing plane comes out. I don't know if I'm like too far over to the left or not. So I moved the camera around yesterday because we were playing Slay the Spire, so I needed it to be in like a completely different spot. There we go, fix the camera. Love to see that. Alright, well, the 12 days of Swingmas are over. I did not claim a singular thing. I don't know what I'm going to do without all that VC that they were giving away. I think my game is in shambles because of it. Ridiculous, man. And like, I think that the Hourglass social media post was like just purely due to the fact that their CFO or whatever mentioned about 2K25. So they put that out there, and then some people were thinking that like on the 12th day of Swingmas there was going to be an announcement. Their social media game is horrible. I wish I could be nice about it, but it really is quite bad. Alright, we also have not swung a golf club in close, probably about 2 weeks now. Yeah, I guess it would be 2 weeks because we didn't stream at all last week. There we go. That's the swing. That's what we want to see. So yeah, I think we're just gonna take it easy tonight. Obviously we didn't play any TGC earlier in the week, so we don't have any plat rounds to be had, but maybe we can play some Kinetic, play some Elite, see if we would have made the cut. I don't know, just kind of get some rounds in, swing the stick, hang out, have a good time. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. Just kind of get in the groove with it, make sure that we're swinging fine. Try and set ourselves up in a way that, yeah, we can maybe try and squeeze some rounds in next week. I know next week's the holidays, right? So we've got Christmas on Wednesday, which means Christmas Eve Tuesday. I don't know what y'all are doing for that. We've got my in-laws are coming over Christmas Eve, and then they're gonna come over Christmas morning, and then we're gonna go over to their place Christmas like afternoon, evening. So we'll stream Monday, Thursday. I don't think we'll be able to squeeze in any other sort of streaming. I guess there's technically the potential, because we gotta be home to put my son to bed, that we could stream Christmas. But I guess kind of a two-parter there. I would need my wife's approval for that. And also it's kind of like a funky thing, because presumably the majority of people are busy on the holidays, but at the same time, you know, you could stream for those who who don't have family gatherings or, you know, for whatever circumstances. So we'll see what's up with that. I'm gonna go with more than likely no, but yeah, there's always a chance. It's kind of like the same thing with New Year's Eve. Like, I think New Year's Day will definitely stream. I guess New Year's Eve we could technically stream. I guess it's just also a matter of, like, does my wife want to spend that much time with me, and will she stay up to watch the ball drop? I really don't care that much. Never really have to, like, stay up and watch. Like, I will, but it's kind of just like because that's the thing that you do. Not so much because I'm like, oh my gosh, I stayed up till the new year and saw the ball drop. Yeah. Arrington Farms. Medium south, firm, fast. Alright, let's see what Kinetics got in store. Everything's running properly, right? Yes, okay. Good. Maybe once or twice when you're younger. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I've seen it more than that, but it is certainly one of those things, like, yes, it exists and it happens every year, but like the amount that I pay attention to it is pretty minimal. Like, it doesn't, there's no, I don't feel any sort of like net benefit by staying up and watching it, you know? Like, okay, the time is gonna turn over regardless. I mean, I don't know, I get it. Like, I get why people enjoy it, but for me it's pretty meaningless. Alright, we are gonna try and get this sandwich to sit. That a little bit fast. Okay, I definitely had the right distance control idea. Just pulled it a little bit. Yeah, I think that's gonna be one thing that we're just gonna have to be mindful of. Oh, snapped a little bit more than I thought. The way that was hanging out there for a while, like, I thought we were good. All right. This is uphill, so I don't know if this is gonna be dangerous or not. We're gonna try and cover it though. Oh, that's fast. Probably pulled that too much. Yeah, hit it straight. I think if we hit the push on that, we would have been fine. 200, oh geez. Alright, I'm straight balling it a little bit. Which is certainly less than ideal. Also got low rolled. But that's my bad because I played for the high roll number, so. Pretty rookie mistake on my part. But again, we're just getting dialed back into things. Yeah, there's not really a world in which we can continue to take this much time off from the game and like expect great results, right? So have to try and keep a level mind about things. Because then we can start hitting shots like this. I didn't quite get enough spin, but yeah, just as far as getting enough control on our shots. Nice. Worked through the ball dropping every year for the last 4, but you liked watching it when you could. Probably will this year now that you have the opportunity again. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Some people, you know, it is more of a celebratory thing. Like, everybody's different. Definitely nothing wrong with it. For me, like, I think at least through, oh wow, that was not how I saw that going. Through high school and stuff, like, I would just have some of my best friends over, and we would just have a bunch of friends over, stay up late playing video games and stuff. Like, but we wouldn't actually like watch it. I think sometimes we even went to a friend's house for like a little bit beforehand. It's more like just a, hey, we're all off of school, let's hang out sort of deal, and not so much actually about watching. You're missing Lego pieces? Literally 2 pages into the bill. Dude, that stuff always, like, I enjoy doing those sorts of things, but oh man, I have like flashbacks to when I was a kid and I had this Bionicles set, and I went to do the big like I had a bunch of them, and there was like a combined Bionicles set that you could build. Like, you took the multiple sets and could basically build like a Mega Bionicle out of it. I was missing a piece. I don't know. Like, I never figured out, I don't think, like, what happened to it. Like, I don't know if it was missing before I started the mega build, or what exactly happened to that piece, but dang, that was so far off the mark. That lie was like deceptively sideways. Okay, we're gonna have to play very feel shot on this partial flop. It's honestly not bad, I just need to aim that way more to the right. Shame they're discontinued now. The only way you get them is pay nearly $70 for some kits. Yeah, I'd be curious, because my parents would be the ones, if those Bionicles are still around, it would be because my parents have them like up in their attic or something. I highly doubt it though. I think any of those things not, right? Like, because Legos, modern Legos are expensive. So like, because of that, I think those classic sets maintain their value because the new ones still have value. Slow. We got away with it. I know it's such a tough thing. I'm like so critical about the way that I input, which I think I should be, but I think I have to be better about like once the putt or the shot has let go, like if it's not an egregious error, just let it ride and kind of be happy with it. Or not necessarily be happy with it, but like just will it on. I feel like I so often am like, I mean, I guess some would argue that's part of the personality and the charm, but like, definitely am complaining more often than not. Okay. Whatever those reads were that we had 2 weeks ago, they're gone. We're back to normal. Set retires, it skyrockets. Set your billing now is retiring soon, so you wanted to get it before it did. And I'm trying to think, we had like an old, my parents probably still have them. I had the old space shuttle. We had like a little satellite in it. Had a few, had like a couple of Star Wars ones maybe. Try to think what other Lego sets we had. I'd be curious, like the Bionicles, like if my parents still have my old Zoids. I don't think that stuff has any sort of retained value. I mean, maybe to some collectors if you have it in like great condition, but all that stuff is also, I feel like collectors are always looking for it unboxed, which is like essentially just from one collector to the next. It's always such a funky thing, right? Like you have these children's toys that are like obviously going to be played with by kids. So like for them to never be opened is like, yeah, I guess that's part of the rarity, but always an interesting thing to me. Like I'm gonna play with my stuff. Yeah, my son got like a collector's, I don't know if you guys, the Little People toys. I mean, it's what it sounds like. It's little toys of people. Like he has like an Eagles collector's one. It's Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, and like 2 fans. It's like my son's gonna play with them and beat them up, like just because it has the collector's label on it. Like, yes, it is what it is. Not gonna just not let them play with it and hold on to it for ages in the hopes that someone will be seeking out for value in the future. Like at that point, it's just an investment in an asset. Finding a tin of these random chaotic TCG you got as a gift when you were little. But even the holographic cards can be worth a good few tens of dollars. Some RNG on the stats printed. Oh geez. Yeah, whenever it comes to like trading cards, like I pulled it out the other stream. Like I have a tin of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I have a binder of Pokemon cards. Like, but I have some sports cards too. Like, you have to be so into that stuff and like so well versed in order to even like have the slightest understanding about how much that stuff is worth. Nice. Because it's also only worth what somebody will pay for it, right? That's why you buy 2. Yeah, but like I'm not in the business of like investing in trading cards essentially. It's probably gonna be OB. I had to guess. Oh yeah. Because I was trying to not mega fast it, and in the process I mega slowed it, which I think is all about mindset. All about how you approach that. Kickoff just happened. What's the matchup tonight? I haven't really been paying attention to any other games besides the Eagles. They play at 1 on Sunday. Broncos, Chargers, okay. I mean, Chiefs have AFC West locked up, so I suppose this game could have some implications for the AFC wild card. Yeah. Should be a good game. Yeah, they're both kind of middle of the road with some positive signs, right? That's probably going to be bunker bound. Yeah, hit the slow. I just never really had a chance to come back. I just couldn't really take the 3-wood there. Maybe I could. Like 3-wood out the back, I suppose, isn't the worst case scenario. Oh, we take those. Doing worse later. Denver's doing better. Yeah, I know Bo Nix has been doing pretty well, right? I guess pretty well is probably an understatement. I'm not one of those guys that like really keeps up with the whole league. At least not to like a high degree. You know, I keep up with enough information. This is gonna wanna fire out so much. Hit it fast though. Man, that's great distance. That was great distance, but I just completely left myself. Probably still low, right? Needed a touch more pace on it. Okay, I mean, we're gonna be hitting this one kind of into a bowl. Odds are probably going long. But I also don't really want to... I really don't want to risk the shape. Yeah, it's kind of tough. don't really want to risk the loft there. I mean, I hit it 101, so that's part of the reason. Gets out there and then swings back. All right, a little bit pacier, but we'll take it. I like those. I mean, obviously guys out here like completely crushing it. We put it in the water on one of them. We're trying to get our tempo in check, which it's coming together. The tempo is definitely starting to be there. Okay, so if you... A little fast, yeah. That's what happens when you rush your swing. It's 100% what happens when you rush your swing. Alright, well, I think if we're landing it like here to get up. Oh. It's almost in. Almost the ticket. So I don't need to be that patient on it, but the patience is definitely on the mind after that big fast. Man, these are some long par fives. Because I can't even... Like with this wind, we're probably still putting it in the bunker, but I'm going to overpower it. 103 slow, which is actually going to put us to the right of this bunker. This is obviously not the smart play, just because you bring risk of rough into play. Okay, we could try and fly it. I think I'm going to keep it on the ground, then run it. I feel like we're kind of in between these though. Gonna give the sandwich just a little bit of that roll. I mean, that's perfect touch. Perfect touch. Didn't give it enough to the right, but I mean, any scores that we can get. Yeah, definitely not our prettiest round just by the number here, but our swings are starting to come together. Starting to rock and roll. So I mean, if you run that 7, call it 8 or 9, 44, 45, 46, 43, 42. And take a few off of it. Alright, I mean we hit it 101, which I think the hard thing here is like you definitely don't want to be putting yourself above the hole, so certainly that's something that I should be considering when taking some of these shots. Like I think one big mistake that I probably make is when I pin seek, I struggle in putting myself to the correct miss. I didn't want to break now, did it? Like here, right? Like I probably want to be short, and if anything, probably a little bit to the left. Like I'm always going for the hole-in-one though, and so with that I tend to miss right and long. 169, nice. I mean, that's the kind of swing we need to bring to the table all of the time. I mean, plain and simple, it needs to just be that sort of smoothness to it. Yeah, so a real slow start, but yeah, I'm gonna not really count that bogey in my head because that's a birdie hole without the mega slow. All right, they give us a par 5 at the end here, so we can make sure we get to double digits. So we can get to 10 or 11, which is effectively like 13. Not, you know, all of a sudden we didn't really play as bad as it looks like. So hybrid, it's gonna be a little bit longer than pin high. So I think we take that off, and we're gonna try and draw it into the wind here, which effectively gonna lose us some distance, but is also going to block us out to the right. And the uphill is going to give it less time to come back, so we're going to play it more to the left. There's the smooth swing. There's the line. Took a hard kick to the right, but that's pretty nice. Yeah, what's going on, Adblocker? First PGA that I played, I have Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2006 for the PS2 was my first one. So definitely not at the beginning, but fairly early in the process. But I had a pretty big gap. I had 2006, I think I had 2010 on the Wii, and then I didn't play again until it switched over to 2K, and then it was, you know, I guess 2K21 didn't have any sort of Tiger Woods association. Did I bump that out again? I did, okay. Well, at least I know the read, because I was thinking that I may have power-wise been too far to the right. Yours was close to 06. It was a good time. I remember I had it, and I want to say, I can't remember if I had it first or... I remember my uncle having it too, so I remember like going over, and at the time, I mean, my uncle was still living at my grandparents' house because he's a lot younger than my dad. But going over and like finding out that he had a PS2, because like I didn't know that he had any sort of gaming console, and that he had Tiger Woods 06 as well, I think. Actually, come to think of it, he may have had a different one, but that was always a good time. It was funny before 2K, when 2K21 came out, to like try and try and convince myself if I wanted to play, like if I wanted to get back into a golf game, I cracked out my PS2 and Tiger Woods 06. It was like, all right, let's feel this out. How are we feeling about this game? Do we want to play some golf again? And here we are, like 4 years later, fully addicted to virtual golf. Bought golf clubs IRL. High wins and defaults. All right. We'll play a few holes here before the ads roll, and then I'll take it from there. All right, now that the swing is in a better place, we should be able to lock and load. This game has online tournaments. So nothing. Well, I won't say nothing. Very minimal, like official tournaments. They do run some on. They're crap. The official ones are crap. We play in online tournaments, so this is actually one of the tournaments. We're technically in the highest tour. This is the 3rd division. We're just playing casually, but if you are interested in it, they have a website. It's tgctours.com. We play on these settings, so it's master swing with the meter off. .05 multiplier, but we compete on this. It's got a whole, there's like 15 flights, so this is the 3rd division. There are 3 pro divisions and then 12 of the lower circuit. Weekly tournaments, 4 rounds with a cut. Leaderboard system that you can move up and down, based on your performance over time. It's a pretty sweet setup. It's like the one thing that keeps us come back, and they've got a pool of designers who make some incredible courses, make most of the courses that we play. Really can't say enough good things about it. Like, I would not be playing this game years later if it wasn't for it. I hit it a little bit slow. Cheaters involved? I mean, there's always going to be people who try. They do have an API check system, so it does minimize the damage. It is a way that they try and sniff those people out, but there's also no cash prizes associated with it, so a little bit less incentive. But people definitely do try and cheat, but it's not super rampant. People typically get caught pretty quickly. I was wondering about that. I was wondering if I was not gonna have it break as much at the end, but I couldn't commit. Could not commit to it. Yeah, I would say it's a fortunate thing that there is no cash prizes, because I feel like if there was actual money involved, which I know some people think would be a good thing, but I think ultimately you're gonna just end up with, once you have actual stuff at stake like that, I don't think it's gonna be a good time. Ooh, I hit that fast. That's no bueno. Wind's probably gonna knock it down though. How long have I been streaming? If you're talking like lifetime, I started streaming in June of 2016, so 8.5 years. If you're talking about today, 45 minutes. But I didn't get into golf until 4 years ago when 2K21 came out. I think the shocking backstory, and if you go through the old archives of the YouTube catalog, you'll find I started out as a Dark Souls streamer. Started streaming my first playthroughs of the original Dark Souls games, and then started challenge running Dark Souls 3 for a while. So I would say I have a I have a dark past that not many know about. I mean, some of the OG guys in the Twitch stream have been around for a good number of those years. Like, my mods and stuff are probably from 2016, 2017. You got some other guys that have been around since like 2018 or so that are all from that era. What's going on, Vandy? Yeah, it there's something about it, Adblocker, that's like, it's that same, it's tough. Like, we'll call it the Dark Souls of golf, but like, there's a difficult like mechanic to master. You know, every shot, every hole is kind of like a puzzle, and I'm like a puzzle-minded guy. I'm a software developer. Like, I like that sort of thing, you know, clicks for me. So, you know, looking at the elevation, the lie, the wind, try and figure out like, okay, what's the shot here, and then there's the difficulty of actually like executing it, right? So it's a combination of puzzle and execution, which to me, like, it ticks the right boxes. Your process engineer, okay, so you get it. Like, you follow all the logic, but then there's an execution element to it, and the execution element is satisfying enough that it just, yeah, and it's just the way golf is, right? Like, a good shot always gets you coming back, sort of deal. 128. It's like a 13-mile-an-hour wind. So, like, I think this is gonna be long. Don't want to play too much off of it. I don't. See, I didn't trust, and I should have. Like, I did, you know, you run the numbers, so to speak. This is gonna be so slippery. This doesn't look like it moves that much, but it does. The whole meta puzzle, yeah, how do you yeah, when it all goes sideways, how do you keep your head on straight? But yeah, so like this game, like the competitive scene of it, you know, and the community, that whole combination of things has been what keeps things fresh, right? They've got all these different courses. You've got competition to it, you know. And I grew up, yeah, I'm a competitive person. I'm not gonna say I grew up, you know, whatever. You know, I played sports growing up. I ran track through college. I'm still like a competitive person, you know, in every aspect of life. Gym class hero, you know, whatever. So, like, having that is always gonna be a good thing for me too. I straight balled it. Need that to be a little more to the right. Yeah, what's going on, Smoke? Play Call of Duty Zombies? I haven't played Zombies since, like, Black Ops. I remember running circles on Ascension, though. For whatever reason, it was always just trios for me, because it was me, a good buddy of mine, and then one of his friends. And so we'd run trios on Ascension. I think that was the first DLC I ever bought. Freaking monkeys. Freaking monkeys. Which events, Vandy? So 400 hurdles was my main. It was mostly like 400 hurdles 4x4. At nationals for college, I ran. What was this? I ran 400 hurdles 4x1, 200. I ended up doing long jump by the end because that was like, it started as a meme and then I was actually kind of decent at it. And then 4x4. Slowed it right out into the bunker. Yeah, it started, we have an intramural meet, right? And so it was like, it was like 95% club track people at the intramural meet that were competing on the normal, because then they had like the frats would compete against each other. So like it was more than 90, yeah, it was less than 95% of the total populace, but it was like 95% of the just intramural side of the meet was our club track team. And so it was like, there were a bunch of us that were just like, yeah, well, let's all run. Let's all do the long jump. Because we were kind of short on jumpers. And so it was like the top couple people might go to like nationals for it, just to fill out spots. And then my jump was half decent. And then I think at national, I mean, I did it like at a couple meets, and then nationals I jumped like 2.5 feet further than I had before. The adrenaline is a hell of a drug. I mean, it's nothing like crazy. Like obviously people jump way farther, but I think I jumped like 2.5 inches. Which for someone that had 3 meets worth of experience, I'd say is pretty good. But yeah, 400 hurdles was the main event. I think I underhit that. Yeah. But I definitely enjoyed 4x4. 4x4, like I was mentally a second leg runner. I liked having that like chase mentality. I wasn't really great with running with a lead. Like mentally, if I just had somebody to pace off of. That was always like really beneficial for me. Because you could just kind of get right on their tail, and as long as they were a fast runner, just sit on their heels. Use them as a pacer. Well, that kick kind of sucks. This is gonna have so much run out on it. Heavy rough 173s. But like, can't really club down. Good at long jump. I guess I would think in general, because you have that like pop in your step, right? Like that's kind of the thought that I have with it. Oh, there we go. Speed bounce technique, and like you're kind of used to running in things in step, right? Because that's the other thing is like, I think sometimes people really struggle to get their steps down for the jump, right? Because you have a runway and a board that you have to meet. You know, hurdles, you're always kind of running, you know, you're good at oftentimes like making sure you're your strides get spaced out for the approaching hurdle. But if you do, yeah, if you do the sprint hurdle, like the 110, like that's a 3-step, like you're always in a rhythmic step. So I never really had issues with missing my marks, but I know that that's something that, you know, can burden some people is fouling out. I don't love this. I don't really want to go punch either, because that's kind of aggressive. 36. I mean, I think we've kind of got to take a little bit of distance out of it. Like EA Golf Smoke, I really wanted to. I was really hoping we were going to live in a world with 2 golf games that were really enjoyable, but it just, the randomness of that game really didn't sit well with me. Like, I think it does a decent job for, like, single-player stuff, but to have that sort of randomness then when you go into any sort of multiplayer, like, that's just not satisfying to me to, like, hit a quote-unquote perfect shot and then it... I tried to quick putt because we got ads starting. Alright. We're going to take a quick stretch break here. We'll finish up Kinetic, and then we'll get into some Elite. Appreciate y'all being here. If you have not followed the Twitch, sub to the YouTube, I greatly appreciate it. BRB. The fun part is, like, you have to wait. If I don't trigger the ads manually, there's, like, this little buffer period. I don't know when it's going to cut out. Just waiting for the sound cue. How about now? Ads. There we go. Get out of here. Get out of here, ads. Be done. You play career and it's way better smoke. Yeah, like I think that's definitely the one thing that they got right compared to this game. What I'm curious to see is I know that 2K hired like one of the game director type people from EA after the EA game came out. So I'll be curious to see what sort of influence they have. Because I think if this game had a better, like I think if 2K25 or whatever it ends up being called has better career mode, like that's better career. If you give it better career mode and like better online matchmaking stuff, like I think if you had a better competitive matchmaking system, like what I would want is playlists. I think that's kind of like the conclusion I've come to, is if you had ranked playlists, so it's like pro, master, you could have legend, you could have pro-am, like you could have separate playlists, and so it's not just everybody plays on pro. Like if I could play on master and match up against people online, I think that would be a big win, because then it would give something else to grind and drop in and out of besides just TGC. Like I love TGC, but yeah, I need a little bit more than that personally to keep things fresh through, because it's, you know, a 2+ year cycle. Yeah, what's going on, Linkster? All shot skins? Yeah, I mean, if they have other modes and stuff too, like that's obviously nice. You know, and I wouldn't think would be like the most complex lift. It's tough because they try and have this like it's for the casual player kind of mentality, which it largely is, but I think if you can set it up in a way where you have stuff that caters towards the casual but also incentivizes improvement, right? So like you have it that there's the ranked playlist for pro, but like what, you get to the top of that, it doesn't force you into master, but that master one is sitting there, you know, like yes, it's for the more competitive, but it also kind of incentivizes progression and more playtime potentially out of the more casual player who enjoys it quite a bit and like wants to take it to that next sort of level. Is that gonna sit soft though? Not with 173s, right? No. Carried that a little bit far. First year recently in game, think they'll start competing? Did make it too easy, no change in XP for difficulty and everything is pro. What exactly are you referring to, Smoke? I want to make sure that I'm like following. What's a first year game? Because if you're talking about EA has basically been abandoned. There we go. Hope they keep going. Yeah, no, I think it's like actual dead. Like that's not a joke. EA Sports PGA Tour. You get it for $14 on Steam. Let me see here. If we go to their Twitter, when's the last? July 18th is the last thing that they posted, and it was just adding, I don't even know if it was adding Royal Troon or if it was just showing off some screenshots of it because the Open was happening. They may have released Royal Troon like at the time of the Open, and then that's the last of it. So yeah, I think it largely underperformed their expectations. I think I think it was meant to be live service too, because they didn't, you know, like they do with their other sports titles, they put a year on it. EA Sports PGA Tour has no such year attached to it, right? So I'm pretty well of the mindset that that game is just donezo. Like, I suppose they could add something, you know, come like Masters again like this next year, but they have, you know, they were patching, they were doing all the updates over and over and over again, and then nothing. So yeah, they've gone silent. There just hasn't been anything. So I'm pretty certain it's completely done. Also, very casual D off the D there to like 8 feet. That was beautiful. That was an absolutely beautiful driver off the deck shot. So yeah, the real hope here is we know from the CFO of 2K Interactive that a new game is coming for PGA in the like January to March timeframe. We've not gotten any update. We're beyond the 2 years since the last game came out, this one. All we have is the CFOs making that statement, and then the social team dropping an hourglass, and then like some of the next makers kind of stirring and, you know, giving little bits of hint of like it's coming type of deal, but nobody has anything official. So we're still just in that wait and see. The annoying thing with all of this though is we're gonna, you know, we got this hourglass emoji, which at this point is just a meme, but what's not a meme is that we got that. The next thing that we get is going to be like an announcement to the announcement. You know, so they'll come out with something at some point and be like, look forward to our announcement on whatever day. And then that'll just be like a teaser trailer that'll show us very little. And then there'll probably be some bad tagline like, welcome to the leaderboard, and then the game will launch with no leaderboards. What I'm hoping for is, because I think they got this game to a pretty solid state in terms of like the online, like, because it was awful when it launched. Like, all the ranked stuff didn't come until months later. I'm hoping they learned, and because this game should be you know, kind of like a baseline type thing for them. These things should be launched with the game, right? So like we should be seeing ranked and everything out the gate. It is going to be a highly disappointing thing if the new game comes out and is like lacking major features that this game had. I mean, I just think that's a giant fail. That's still too much snap. Okay. Fair. Fair. I don't think they can either, Van. I mean, the surge in player base, I mean, all we can look at are Steam stats because, like, you can't look at the stats for console games. But, like, when Ranked launched, the player base for this went back up substantially. But think about if you can maintain people from the launch of a game, it's so hard to get people to buy back into your game. Think about how much better your game has to be to buy back into it. I mean, you think about something like No Man's Sky. I mean, now that's like an extreme case, but you know, when you're talking about a buyback, like the game quality has to be so good for people to be like, yeah, I'm gonna come back to that game after months away. Society's career and obviously the pro shop. Yeah, I mean, like, but why such a low bar? Why can't it be that, like, the core of the game and some new stuff is there at launch, and that there's only maybe some new modes or something, and, you know, official courses or what have you that are like added down the line? You know, I don't think that their like update pipeline that they did for this game is like inherently bad. I mean, I think you have to have most of that stuff taken care of. Right, the bar's set. I think, yeah, if you'd have to do cross-platform societies at launch. I know that people were asking for that as a thing. I don't think functionally you could have put that in mid-game cycle, because essentially you need a blank slate to make sure that like society names are unique across all platforms. Right, as soon as you try and launch that mid-game, then you have a nightmare. You could technically have TGC Tours, Platinum Tour, like how do you sync them up across platforms? You wouldn't be able to. I think that would be a huge win, at least for like the general, I would say, TGC community, or at least like the general content space community, right? Because those are the people that have reach across platforms. Yeah, but that also just requires them to kind of have that desire to fulfill that need, you know? Could force people to make new societies? Correct, but then you have conflict of name, and I don't know how they distinguish all of that stuff, you know? That's got some roll to it. Alright. I had a lot more roll. I know I gave it some, but to get a sandwich rolling that much. So yeah, I mean, I think the bar's been set. I mean, I know that like they came in under the bar at the launch of 2K23, like feature wise. You know. And as much of a like, I want to say somewhat useless feature that Divot Derby is, if you're gonna keep that around, you gotta give custom lobbies. Slowed it. Yeah, that needs to be perfect. But like custom lobbies, you give the option, like think about like custom lobbies and stuff for like Rocket League, for example. Like you want to have it in a way where you can turn off, you know, the bots or add the bots or change bot difficulty. You know, all that sort of thing, and make it that you can just cross-platform invite your friends to it. You know, I know that ends up being more of a biased thing towards like streamers, right? Because realistically, who else is going to use something like that? But I also feel like if you don't embrace, I mean, like, obviously your next makers are content creators. And like, I know that for a game like this, you know, the player base, I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm supposed to take here, because I don't think I can. I'm just gonna put it in there. Like we as content creators do not cover like a speck of like the total overall player base of the game. But you don't want that to be the case. You want it to be that the people that stream your game can reach larger and larger swaths of people and keep them playing your game, right? So you would think that there's some incentive there. But yeah, a lot of my... Oh wow. I lost way more yards. Like my desires largely are going to be biased towards the content creation space. 21-10 Denver with 6:22 left in the first half. Not bad, not bad. Make new societies within your platform naming is unique. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have that unique naming convention, and then you like try and introduce that late into the game to make things cross-platform, and people already have something on all three, and then you got to come up with new names and migrate everybody with like the TGC stuff, for example. Like that's just a big hassle. I think having that at launch is like the way to have it. Yeah, getting the migration, all of that, like, it's just, if you can't have it seamless, then like just don't. So that would definitely be up there as like a hope for the next game. Now, I'm not one to run a society. I think there are enough of them, and yeah, I'm not gonna try and compete in the noise of all of that to try and have my own society and try and advertise that my society exists and everything. Like, that's just a bit much. It would also be nice if they raised the cap from 10 societies to be a little bit higher. Alright, let's play a couple rounds of Elite, see what we can do here. See if we can make a cut. What's the Elite cut? Elite, we are looking at 16 under made the cut. High, defaults, and fast. What are the defaults here? Pay close attention. A lot of the server lag happened when trying to pull data down for your societies. More societies, but also better servers. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to have the balance with that stuff. Yeah, obviously general optimizations of the platform are gonna be an important thing. This is gonna be tough. Straight fast. Had the distance. Pitch rolls out. Well, that's actually just into a slope. Okay. Really good distance control. Just did not slide back at the end. Yeah, I mean they've got to make optimizations with that stuff to support it for sure. But I don't know, again, maybe that's a very narrow view of things. Right? Like obviously we enjoy societies a ton. You know, and there is a small group of people that just grind through societies every week. You know, and 10 is not enough. But yeah, I guess that kind of begs the question: what is the average number of societies per player? And kind of, you know, adjacent to that question is, what is then like the average number of societies per player, kind of grouped by hours played? You know, and I suppose if you made ranked more appealing across the board, like, then you kind of negate some of that need. Kind of negate some of that need for more societies because people are consumed with other content. Yeah, so I think that's kind of an odd solution to the problem, but I think you could argue that it is one. Alright, can we get on the board? Because right now it's feeling like we're gonna already miss the cut. Oh, come on. About the turf Ferguson. Yeah, I mean that's a different problem, right? That's advertising the societies. Just because you can join more societies doesn't mean you're technically ever going to know about a particular one. Yeah, it's kind of a funny thing with the whole societies thing. You know, because I've probably been asked in several years only a handful of times about if I have a society. And I love playing big shot shapes. So much fun. Because I feel like sometimes like that's just the best way to approach a hole. Come on, you gotta turn, dude. The early part of that break just didn't. Streamer features? How about some kind of like actual live tournament mode? Spectating features in game? Yeah, I mean, obviously you have some of that stuff that EA did, right? In terms of their like online playing with people. Certainly some arguments to be made for some better features there. I slowed it. Thumb kind of slipped. I mean, it's not terrible, but obviously we're looking to be a little bit more left there. Live tournament mode? I guess it depends on like what that would look like. And like how you would keep something like that, I guess, in sync enough. Right? Because obviously you don't want it to be that, you know, if you have multiple pairings or something for like a match play tournament, that they get like so far out of whack. That's fast. Random ult's happening right now. 4 matches all live. Ability to spectate those and stream it. I feel like stuff like that has too much overhead for the amount of use that it would get. That's just my opinion. Didn't know I'm Italian, Kurtzky? Yeah, I'm Italian on my mom's side. My grandfather immigrated from Italy. I am very American, but yeah. 2nd generation Italian, 3rd generation German. So we made an Italian character in 2K21 and have been carrying him through. His name is Guy Viso. Picked a very Italian name like my Uncle Guy. And Viso means face. So he's the face guy. You know, gotta stay with the branding. Technically he's guy face, but you know, you get the point. That's fast again. Man, that eats the yards. Holy cow. Make the putt though. Yeah, I'm glad to be back, Kurt. I'm glad to be back, man. Yeah, we had all that time off. I mean, I got sick and just kind of getting over the end of it here. So having to take some time off after getting started again was a little bit of a bummer, but yeah, I think we're at a fortunate point in time where like the new game isn't here. You know, we're just kind of coasting on the old game, so not like missing out by being sick. Man, I'm getting real swing happy. As big fast after big fast and just rushing around. Somebody told me. But it's definitely good to get back in the swing of things. Italian and Russian? What? What? Russian? Where did that come from? Russian and Russian around. Ah, I see. The swing of things. You know it, Sass Man. I am a punderful man. I can't help it. And now as a father, it is fully solidified. I know, Vandy, I caught it as I started talking again. I would say one of my worst qualities is my short-term memory while streaming. Like the number of things that I will say and then somebody comments on and I'm like, what? What'd I say? You get it? Yeah, man, like I've always had the bad puns and dad jokes. Even in like my early 20s and honestly back in like high school and stuff. Now I have a kid, so it is fully solidified. I really gotta stop hitting these fast shots. It's kind of killing the whole vibe. That's better. I mean, caught a pretty good lie out of it, so not gonna get it close, but the swing is the more important thing there. Alright, now naturally I want to make these, but more realistically I'm always going to end up just like leaving them offline. Now, really gotta hit my power better. Dad jokes are so good, it's why your daughter doesn't want you talking to her friends. They like jokes too much. Yeah, It's less about embarrassment and more that she doesn't want to. Well, I guess it's still an embarrassment thing. She doesn't want to be embarrassed that she's the only one who dislikes the jokes, you know? Yeah, dads are always a hit with the friends, but the kids are just... Yeah, they don't like it for some reason, but they hate that all their friends like it. Dad, stop being funnier than me. I don't know, I was just born for this. Crispy swing. Over-aimed it. Good distance control. And this is the fun of putting it off of a hill. That works. Alright, despite the slow start, we're finding some scores. Getting some crispy swings. Yeah. Hitting it back into the wind. That's like that's kind of the tough part with those ones. If it was a left to right wind, it would play the way that I was thinking. But with it being a right to left one, I'm actually hitting it more directly into the wind. Didn't get over enough to the right. It's crazy how you see enough of these things and you just know if it gets to a certain point, just ain't coming back. I'm sure that's the case with like professional golf too. Like those guys must know the greens well enough and know their reads well enough that like if it gets past a certain point in the putt and it hasn't broken a certain way, that you just know it's pretty well never gonna run its course the way you would like. See, this is where things get kind of funky. I'm not gonna... Trying to think here. 261? No, 259. High winds. Let's call it 18. 241. So you can get the 3-wood to kind of go pin high. Maybe you just play the draw. Oh, I hit it straight. Oh, man. I mean, it's gonna be long anyway. Yeah, what's going on, Sir Blue? How have you been doing, dude? Chat about Italy and puns, tried to combine the two, but it really is a piece of work. I could go for some good pizza, man. I have not had good pizza in a minute. So to where we moved, there is no longer Costco. So we have we have officially been converted by force to Sam's Club, which inherently not the worst thing. It's not Costco, but it's definitely better than not having it. Do not get their pizza, like their frozen pizza. We got their like 3-meat one, which I guess replaced DiGiorno, is what I was reading online. It is bland as all get out. So you heard it here first. Wow, we make pots too. Inspired by pizza. Apparently that's being an Italian golf stream. Yeah, I guess we are fueled entirely by pizza. We should discuss more frequently. Yeah, if you guys ever get the like, I think it is Members Mark branded, like at least the 3-meat pizza was bland. Like there's pretty much no flavor. You were lucky if you got some flavor out of the like herb on it. But yeah, that was disappointing. So we'll never be getting that again, is the moral of that story. But yeah, back to just the introductory stuff, Sir Plu. We're getting back into things. I'll save the swing of things pun. I don't want to overuse it. We were off for a couple months. Wife and I went with our son to Hawaii, and then when we came back like a week later, we looked at a house. And by the end of that next week, we had an offer accepted on the house, and I had our house up on the market. And then about a month later, we moved. And then a couple weeks later, we started getting back into streaming again. So, yeah, it's been a crazy couple months here, but we are now moved back closer to family. Hopefully, done moving for the next like at least 40 years. Trying to be, in my quote-unquote forever home unless something crazy happens. It's gonna be low, isn't it? Come on. Yeah, so life has been chaos, is definitely less chaos now. Only like, I guess downside you would call it, is that the new house, my stream setup is a lot closer in proximity to sleeping babies. Oh, I blocked that out to the right. It's not gonna draw back as much. So that's why I'm talking a bit quieter, because I have a toddler sleeping in the room next door. But in the next couple of years here, the goal is to finish the basement. Finish the basement, have a proper office down there. Then I can get back to normal speaking volume, but we're gonna be ASMR for a few years here, I'm gonna lure a whole community of people who are only here for my my rough, sultry voice, whatever you want to call it. I think it sounds like crap, but you guys are here. That's all that matters. Come on, take the little kick down and to the left. Oh no, it picked up so much speed. Moved a few years back, yeah, so we bought our first house April of 21. And then, yeah, and then we bought this house about a month ago. We'd been moving because of jobs, but then we had a kid. My wife started to be a stay-at-home mom, and COVID happened. My job went fully remote, and then we're like, why are we 4 hours away from family? Scherzer getting a free kick, something you didn't know existed in American football. Is that after a... Did they get a safety? Yeah, so we were 4 hours away from either set of parents, and like, it's fine, but then when you have a kid, it's like, all right, we'd like that to be a bit reduced. So now we're 25 minutes from my in-laws. We're 3 hours from my parents, but it's the extra hour is killer, and also the fact that that extra hour involved driving through 3 major cities. So I no longer have to drive, or they no longer have to drive through Philly, Baltimore, and DC. Hit the returner after he called for a fair catch. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think with context. I'm not super familiar with the free kick. Because normally it's like a penalty tacked on or just like a regular re-kick, so I wonder what the extra bit to that scenario is that I'm not ultimately familiar with. That is, if I have a miss, I get just like a little bit swift. Okay, yeah, it has something to do with the time. That would make sense. Because then it's like a way that like they don't count the time on the play, which would technically give the other team one play beyond that and not let you kind of get out of a penalty. If I had to guess how that's structured to be. Oh, I hit it firm. Firm and not enough. All right. Well, if it's 16 to make the cut, 9 under is an okay start, but that's definitely flirting with it. Yeah, tempos. All right, so we will continue with round 2 after this. We're gonna roll some ads here, make sure that people don't get pre-rolls when they come in. I think that's a reasonable thing. So we're gonna take a break here so nobody misses a darn thing. That's the trade-off. We're gonna have ads, but nobody's gonna miss anything. So take a quick little stretch break, refill your waters, do all that good stuff. Follow the Twitch stream, sub to the YouTube. if you haven't done those things, that helps me tremendously. And yeah, we'll be back in 3 minutes. All right, 3 minutes.
It's raining.
Ads. All right, we back. Let's do some Elite Round 2 here, see if we make the cut. We've been in a pretty good rhythm with things recent weeks that we would pretty easily handle it, but yeah, tougher course this week. Tougher inputs, very fast greens here on round 2, so this should be fun. So, random fact. Toid of the day, I guess. Yeah. So in recovering from whatever this head coldy type sick that I've had, you know, I was blowing my nose, clearing my sinuses as one does. You know, and sometimes, you know how you like blow too hard and your ears kind of start to pop, you know, in the same way that you like try and forcefully pop them on like an airplane or something to kind of counteract things. Yeah, so that I've had that happen, you know, trying to clear my sinuses out. Today I blew my nose. I felt air shoot out of like the inner crevice of my eye hole, and that's an experience when you're not ready for it. I was not prepared. I did not like it. See, I was scared to put all the zip on it. You've had that before? Not, yeah. I was, like, especially, like, having it never happen before. I've heard of that being a thing. Like, it's like a weird thing that people can kind of do on demand. I don't think, like, super commonly, but I've heard of it. So I'm like, that's rare enough. It took me by such surprise. I immediately stopped and was like scared to continue blowing my nose. I was like, yeah, that's not okay. Now, every time that I've blown my nose today after that, you know, full paranoia that it's gonna happen. Which is, it's kind of that like ridiculousness based in a reality, right? Like, statistically, probably is not gonna happen again. Because it happened that one time. Like, now there's just forever this fear. Or at least there will be a recency bias. You know, I'm sure the next time I'm sick I'll have forgotten about it, but anytime here in the next couple of days. Probably won't blow your eye out of your socket. If you do, it could just be for science. Wasn't there a Mythbusters? Now I'm dating myself because this is gonna put it back like 10 to 15 years ago, but wasn't there a Mythbusters where they like tried to test if you could blow your eyes out of your sockets, like sneezing with your eyes open? I feel like that was a thing. I hope I'm remembering that right and not coming up with an experiment. But I'm pretty sure that was an episode. I'm trying to remember. Assume if it was real, it would not have aired though. Yeah. Or it would be like very, very blurred out and, you know, graphically overhauled. But I try to remember, like, did I watch Mythbusters just casually, like, at home on TV? Probably not, because we didn't have cable. So the amount of Mythbusters that I consumed was, I guess, at other people's houses or, like, in science classes. I feel like we watched quite a bit of it. Alright, we hit a good swing. I'm hoping I delofted enough to cover that slope. I did. We almost got it on the one hop. Oh my word, that like actually bounced off the rim of the cup. That would have been so good. That would have been so good if you get the one hop ace. Alright, can we D off the D here and find success? I think we take a little bit off of it. Like, I don't think we need it to be like full stop. Good tempo. Decent line. I was scared of being too far out to the right. This is definitely too far though. Very fast and it's just gonna roll. But that's why I wanted to take some off. Alright, so this is This is the yield, get it rolling, and then it's just gonna keep rolling, you know? I hit it too firm, because even though I took off double the inches downhill, yeah, 187s are just sick nasty, or 186s, I'm sorry, I'm dating myself. 187s are 2K21 greens. But 4 birdies to start the second round. Yeah, so if you're concerned about that cut make number, fear not. I'm gonna go with this because this is still gonna be wedge. Like, we don't need to flirt with that bunker up there. No real point in bringing it in play. So I think you just give this some breaks and let it do its thing. Oh, I straight balled it. Maybe it feeds a little bit to the right. Okay. Kind of a weird one in that you wanted the brakes on it, but you also wanted the brakes on this guy. But you also wanted it to be like on the other side of the hole so you don't have a downhill putt. Very, very conflicting. I hate having to stress so much over 7-footers, because like the sad truth of it is those are ones that we miss. You know, so it's just plain and simple. Those are ones that we miss. I hate that that's the case. Ooh. We've been hitting such nice tempos. There's that fast. Oh. So close. Alright, unfortunately, the birdie streak dies there. Bad tempo, almost chipped one in. Ooh. Actually, the question becomes, like, how much bait is this? Because 321, 30s. Got partial this. Got the power I wanted. Trying to lose enough of it on the fairway here. Oh, look at that. That is exactly what you want. Partial it right to pin freaking high. That's what we're talking about. That is absolutely what we're talking about. And so you make up for the missed. You make up for the missed bird with an eagle. And just like that, you gotta play par to make... You gotta play par through the next, what, 11 holes to make a cut? I think we're fully capable of that level of golf. That's kind of, I mean, that's, you know, you're talking about earlier about what makes a game, like, what makes you click with the game and, like, what sort of thing. It's that. At any given point, you can go on a run, whether it's a good run or a bad run, but you can always, I mean, obviously to a certain extent, but like for a good amount of it, you can always bring yourself back into play. Mayhaps not for a win, right? Most times not. But just the fact that you can kind of be out of it, or like just kind of on the cusp and then go off. Like there's just such a satisfying element to that, because it allows you to always push and take like a long time before you're, you know, I'd say mentally tapped on it. There we go. Well, what a lovely front nine we are having here. Just get this out short of the bunker. I mean, this is where you start to really just like put brakes on it. This is the tough part now because we baby slowed it. Unfortunate fairway bounce. Alright. Can we do the unthinkable? Make a putt. Make a putt to make the bird. I think you gotta go somewhere out here though to give it a chance. There's something about it, and I don't know where my perception of the putt goes, but the like longer uphill putts, I am like constantly in misreads. I think I actually low read them more often than not. Maybe that's because I think more is gonna come out of the putt than not. So this is gonna play into like the 320s, maybe 330. 40 yards with something great, so you gotta overpower this. .103 perfect. I mean, can't ask for much better. I mean, I guess could ask for more. It's gonna feed off the green, isn't it? Oh no, we are gonna stay up. Okay. We got a putt at it. Green under regulation. Yeah, these ones, I don't know, there's something. Something about them. Something about them I just struggle in perception. I perceived everything right about that. Literally just under by a hair. I think on those, I probably need to add power. Okay. Wasn't sure if we were gonna clear the bunker or not. So we've only got a fraction of wind in our face. We've only got a fraction of it. It's probably gonna play a few yards, but I gotta play more yards than that. That's underhit. And by underhit, I meant slow. Like I didn't fully commit to the shot. Well, whatever it is with this round, we are rocking and rolling. That's good to see, like that we can in fact get dialed in still. Maybe fast, probably gonna block us out left and long. Alright, we've got the quick putts. Gonna need to make sure that we get this started outside enough. Still, it's such a hard thing though, because like we make that putt, but I definitely feel like that's firm. So it's like make the putt, make like the read relative, or make the putt relative to the read and everything. But that's it's gonna be a tough pill to swallow if you miss the hole. But I don't know if that's like. I think that's always like a mental part of the game that I struggle with. I don't know if I just put too much like weight and emphasis on that. Like, I don't know if that just does more harm than good. You know, if we just... I'm gonna add a little bit more power to this, but if we just never really thought about the, oh, well, if I, like, the putt went in. I feel like it's the type of deal, like, if you can accept that, probably better overall for making future putts. Let your subconscious be a little bit more in control of the reads and the feels, the inputs, than getting like overly critical with it. Missed a makeable bird. Shame that. Okay, these are always funky because you do put yourself inside of the like range that you probably want for a shot like this. 104. I mean, it's gonna be definitely closer to here. Might take a few yards off, and then just a couple more. Put some backspin on it. Oh, big slow. That's gonna be awful. Yeah. Big mistake. Yeah, big old mistake with that one. All right, that's unfortunate because that's basically 2 birdies in a row that are thrown away, one on a putt and one on a really bad input. But we definitely played this round very, very well, I would say. Yeah, see, there's that slow again. This time we'll get away with it, I think, with the way the green is shaped. I shouldn't have spoken. I get stuck on a hill. Some things never change. Some things never change. Let's see. Oh, too much speed. Too much speed. If it's not... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. And that... The hole that could have been, and then, yeah. We got 3 holes left. Let's end on a good note. So if we get full spin on this, then take some out of it. I don't know where tempo went down the stretch here. We've had a lot of big slows, and then I think we've had fast in there as well. Assuming under hit, so even if that's online, it doesn't matter. Well, we had a real hot start to this round, and then that's the one thing that I'm trying to figure out the most in this new stream setup is like now that we have these like photography lights and stuff, I have a very hard time maintaining like any sort of temperature in this room. Maybe the overhead fan is probably gonna be, because I forgot that we just had those installed. Probably get some airflow going. And I don't think it's gonna cause anything with shadows or noise, because I don't think it's gonna be loud enough to pick up on the mic if we keep it on like a lower setting. So I think that's probably going to be the way that we have to go. It's just a little too firm. Just a little too firm. Oh, right, but we drove the green, so that was for eagle. Right. Yeah, it's that. It's that. Scale of 1 to 10, how confident feeling against SMU? Just given... I don't know, Lucas. I think given, like, my historic distrust, 6.5, maybe? It's like a should win, but it would be the, like, very disappointing, yet somehow not surprising if they lost. You know? The Great Chase Wreck. Yeah, the fact that I was in college still, and at the only time that we beat the top 5 opponent. Obviously, SMU's not a top 5 opponent, but doesn't really change the scenario all that much. Alright, that's fine. We'd make the cut. We'd make the cut in elite. That was a heck of a front 9. 8 under going out. And then we hit into the turn, and then it was just, we kind of lost our tempo going down the stretch. So I think largely if we can get settled into things and I can maintain temperature, which I know, I feel like I'm the only one that ever talks about it, but you think about with the repeatability, you want to keep the same circumstances. So the fact that I have these giant lights that are essentially just making me sweat starts to affect the tempo, because like start the stream cooler, and then as the stream goes on it gets hotter. Coming out of breaks is definitely good, and it's probably part of why we shot better. That front 9, step out of the room, cool down a little bit. I just gotta figure out what the right level to run the fan at to kind of keep things maintained in this room. Not let it get too hot, but also not have the fan picking up on the mic or anything like that. Alrighty. Alright. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us for today and for this week. Keeping it a little bit short. I gotta get to bed. We're getting up and getting on the road to drive to my parents for the weekend tomorrow, so gotta rest up. Gotta make sure to, not get too little sleep for driving, and also still trying to kind of recover here, so extra sleep is good. Yeah, that being said, I'm gonna skedaddle. We'll be back Monday. We'll do Monday and Thursday next week, so I know it's gonna be a reduced set of streams, but we'll try and, I guess Monday we'll take on Plat 1 and 2 if we make the cut. 3 and 4 on Thursday. Yeah, we got a little something called Christmas right in the middle, so I know people are getting busy. It's gonna be a busy week, but we're gonna try and squeeze some streams in here through the end of the year. Probably not going to be full schedule, but try and get in what we can. So yeah, if you guys have not followed the Twitch or subbed to the YouTube already, I would greatly appreciate it. Goes a long way. Goes a long way for us. So that's all the self-plugging I'm gonna do. I don't know. Do we have somewhere that we want to go? Yeah, we're gonna take it out of the golf just because I host these guys quite a bit. Let's go say hi to Heels. He's playing some Rocket League. I do enjoy me some Rocket League. I haven't played in a minute, but always a good time. So let's go say hi to Heels. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursdays, the rest of your weeks. Have a good weekend. If I don't see you before Christmas, Merry Christmas. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.